Hey, what's good everyone? Look, Last Man here. Let's do a quick video here about something that came up in a video I'm doing right now, but something I think is important enough that deserves its own video. And honestly, I can't believe I haven't gone over this because it's something I do train my drivers with and tell them about, as well as I think it's important to review with your drivers what's going on here, because if they get in a situation where they don't know exactly what's going on, they know how to react. So what's going on here basically is if you have your augers on, you're not going to be able to raise your conditioner up or actually raise it down or lower it down. But more importantly, because you could do the most damage at this point, you're not going to be able to raise your conditioner up coming off the ice. So if you have your augers on, this is a no-go, as well as your tank. Your tank's not going to raise or lower if your augers are on. Now, if you go to lower your tank down, lower the conditioner down, it won't go, like I said, with the augers on anyway. But what I want to say is, if you have it just kind of halfway here, because sometimes this one gets bumped on, it's going to let you raise and lower it depending on how far open it is. It may not happen very fast, but if it's fully on, this thing's not going anywhere. So you got to be aware of that. If you go off the ice, that your augers are off, because if you're coming off the ice and you raise the conditioner up, it's not going anywhere. You know, you could do a lot of damage. You're not really aware of what's going on. Just make sure when you're raising the conditioner up that you're actually looking at it to make sure it's raising off the ice before you proceed off the ice. And that's all going to get into it, because that's kind of like the next video I want to talk about. But for this video, I want to keep it really specific to, if the augers are on, the conditioner is not going anywhere. So it's really important, again, when you're coming off the ice, because you could cause damage to it. If you're going onto the ice and you accidentally turn your augers on before you lower this down, because there's certain things you could do before other things. You could turn your board brush on before you lower your conditioner down. I suppose you could turn your water on before you lower your blade, but I actually like to lower my blade first before I turn my water on. There's certain things that doesn't matter what order of sequence, but this does. You have to make sure that you lower your conditioner all the way down before you turn your augers on, as well as you got to turn your augers off before you raise your conditioner up. And I think this is something really for new drivers could get in trouble with, because there's a lot going on. They can kind of forget all the little details, and they're coming off the ice. They think they had a good ice cut and everything's going smooth, and they gotta go to raise it, and oh no, rugger, boom, boom, boom. You know, there goes the blade and the runner. So just be aware of that, what's going on. Even for seasonal drivers, you could actually bump this thing, and you go to raise it up, and it's not going anywhere. And because under HDB or old HDB machines, this little finger stopper, because this thing is you could take this little finger stopper off, and what you could do, it basically operates kind of like back and forth like this. So the augers spin one way, and if you take this little stopper off and switch it forward, the augers will spin another way. And that's probably something for a different video on how to get pucks out. You gotta be careful if you can't to bump the motor back and forth. But our old HDB didn't have this little stopper here, so you could really easily put it in the forward position and go to raise the conditioner off the ice, and it doesn't raise anywhere. And in most cases, our drivers would just stall the machine on the ice right there, because the augers are going, at least one of them is, or both of them are, and you go to raise it, it's just too much load on the motor. The old Volkswagen bug motor would just stall on the ice, and one of those situations where you couldn't start again, or you flood the engine, or something. I've had to come down a couple times and push the HB off the ice right at the threshold, because someone stalled it because they had the auger still running and they raised the conditioner up. And I think in that scenario, it didn't let you raise it up. It would just basically stall a motor if you kind of pulled it forward this way, and it kind of like overload the motor. That's it. I don't think there's too much more I can add to this. Just make sure you probably review this with your drivers, make sure that they know that for some reason, if the conditioner is not raising or lowering, your augers are probably on. If it's not that, it's probably something a lot more serious. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. As always, hope you learned something. Like the local ice man says, stay cool.